we have looked at positioning at several different type of it to see how can use them to change the layout of our web page. We are going to see how we can do that slightly differently with margins. So I have got rid of this positioning property, and let's say that's applied a margin property to this green color box. So inside the first section, which is the green color box, I will put a margin property, and let's specify the margin as 100 pixel. Let's save it and refresh it. Okay, so you will see that this margin property adds some of 100 pixel to all the four sides. So 100 pixel space is added to left, right, top and bottommost side of this green box of this is how the margin is different from positioning. Like in the positioning, you have to specify the positioning that you want to create some space on the left hand side or on the right hand side, but in the margin you can just specify a single value like this, and it will provide the required space on all the four sides of the box or the element. Now you can provide, there are two more ways by which you can provide value to this margin property. So the first phase, you can just specify two value here. Let's save it and refresh it. So this first value will be taken for the top side and for the bottom side, where the second value will be taken for the left side and for the right side. Okay, now if we want to apply different margin on each side, so for that what we can do is we can provide different value of margin. So you can see that this 100 pixels margin will be given to the top side, and after that it follow a clockwise direction. So this is 200 pixel margin will be given to the right side, 300 pixel margin will be given to the bottom side, and the last this 400 pixel will be given to the left side. So let's save it and refresh it. So there we go. You can see that if we had different, or if we want to apply different margin to each side, so you can provide it like this. So a very quick challenge for you. So for this second section or this blue box, you can just provide a 50 pixel margin to the left and right, 100 pixel margin to the top and bottom. So just pause the video and go for it. Well, I hope you manage that. So inside the second section, we just have to place a margin. Okay, so the first value will be for the top and bottom. So we had 100 pixel for the top and bottom and 50 pixel for the right and left. Let's just save it and refresh it. So there we go. Now if suppose if someone case, if we want to apply margin to a particular side, for example I want to give margin to the left side, so what we can do, we can just place a margin, and will you see that you can specify, select a particular side, and you can just apply some margin to that particular side. For example, let's say for this green box I want to give a margin from the leftmost side. So we'll select the margin left property, and let's say I want to give margin 100 pixel from the left side. So let's save it and refresh it. So you will see that now in this case only the margin is created on the leftmost side. Okay, so I hope the use of the margin is pretty much clear to you. So let's see what is the difference between the margin and the positioning. So generally you would use margin when you want your element to remain in the flow of the page and spread everything out related to it. And if you would see use positioning, if you want to take your element out to the flow of the page and move it around some other elements. So in the next video we'll looking something very similar which is called as padding. So in the next video we will look at padding. So we will see you in the next one.